Let's take a look at how to create a detailing drawing of an assembly in TrueBeam steel. The work has to be previously done. What I mean by this? Well, the software is able to detect what parts form an assembly because we have previously defined the connections, and we made sure that we defined whether the welds or the bolts were executed at workshop or on site. Whatever parts are welded or bolted at workshop are going to be a part of the same assembly. So when we come to the drawings and we select assembly, the software is automatically going to detect which parts form an assembly. Without further ado, if we click on it, the main difference we can see with the previous video on the part is that our title block was configured to detect what group of sheets we were working at. So here we see that it has detected the group according to the assembly, and it has detected automatically that it's assembly number 8. And the second difference with the part that we saw in the video before this one was that assemblies are made of more parts, right? So when we come to the 3D scene and library, we can see that the software now again creates all the different views on our assembly. And in this case, we can differentiate between the different elements. So by clicking here in categories, we see that this time we have the assemblies made of plates, steel bars, and the welds. And we can activate and deactivate these categories to make different scenes, so we can make the drawings more specific. Because what am I saying scenes? Well, the software automatically created this view, created one scene with these views and all the elements in the assembly. One can duplicate this scene and create one of their own. What do I mean by this? We could have a scene where only the steel bars are displayed, or where only some of the elements of the assembly are displayed. How can we do that? Well, first of all, marking and unselecting these categories, but they are organized in plates, steel bars, and welds. What if I only want to see this plate and this bar? Then I will have to use these options called isolate selection and select only them and confirm, and then I will be able to have only those. Or if we click on show all again, then everything will be displayed again. And hide is the inverse and the opposite to isolate selection. It's going to hide the element that we select. So whatever we select is going to disappear from the scene, in this case the plate. To be able to demonstrate this, let me, for example, hide both these and plates, and we will be able to tell the difference this way between the one that is complete and the scene that doesn't have those plates. We're gonna click accept, and just like the video on the part, we could come to predefined views and ask the software to insert all of those predefined views that it contains, or the ones that we choose. And if we click accept, then it will insert those in the drawing. Or we can use something that we didn't use in the other video, was insert in manually. So if we click on insert, we can create a rectangle in which the view that we choose here is going to go inside that rectangle. And automatically it comes, the scale is dependent on zoom and the size of the rectangle that we define, but we can then again select the scale divider and make it a round number, so we can also use it to generate text and the tag. If we create, for example, this monochrome image or this vector image, I will have added that view. And these colors that we're looking at are a reminder that there are different styles that can be configured in the software. So all the things editable that you can imagine, of maybe the color of the lines used and the pen thickness for different elements can be configured. The text, fonts, and color, of course. The fields are also subject to have different pen thickness and hatch spacing, and their color can be, we can define different ways and styles to represent what we want with very much detail. So if we use some lines and colors when we are in the 3D scene library, one can click here in draw attributes and select some of those styles that we defined on the list. For example, let's say that the plates have a color purple, the steel bars are going to be green, their lines that represent them, and the welds are going to be yellow. So when we insert a view that contains those different elements, we see them in different colors. Another great tool for the assemblies is that the software comes with different tables. So here, when we click in tables for the assemblies, we can say we can create manually a table, but here for the assemblies, if we insert predefined tables and we choose table of assemblies, assembly parts, then we can add automatically this table to the drawing. This table contains the reference of the parts, their description, material, the quantity, how many of their each one of them are, and then the length and the weight. So this way we could, as in the other video, start tagging our elements, right? And we could use the tags to start plate number 1. We can find plate number 1 and add a tag. So we can then plate number, let's snap plate number 5 in this end, and plate number, undo. I snapped the bar accidentally, and for that not to happen, we have an option here called categories, in which we can, if we're trying to tag all the plates in the view, maybe we want to make unsnappable everything else and only make snappable the plates, so that way it's easier not to snap another element. So here we have the plates, and these ones are plates number 4, this one, and this one. And not all the elements are visible in this view. I'm missing, of course, the bars can be tagged. For in this case, I have to make snappable the steel bars, so we can say that this piece is part 3. Since it's the main part, it comes with not only the reference but also the description of the bar. We can choose at all times what goes into our tags. So remember that one can edit, and we could choose, instead of this variable that contained both the reference and the description, we could choose only the part reference. And this other bar, part number 17 2. And we could complete this model maybe a little bit more, adding another view in which all the parts are visible. Let's see, in the 3D scene, um, one view that contains those plates that are not yet visible in our model is our XY view plus. So if I come here to insert predefined views, XY view positive or plus, and select everything else, I can add in the model that predefined view, in which I can then, of course, also make vector image, and this way it's going to have also the colors. And in this one, we can clearly see the rest of the, let's make the plate snappable this time. So we can, this plate 13 and also plate 13 here. In the next video, we're going to take a look at how to combine different types of templates to make a template with this one of the assembly plus some of the views of the part drawings that we generated before.